Welcome to the Redvee TV Show, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2024 season. It's a routine week, Kev. Not a lot has happened, so we're just going to bring you the same old, same old.
Yep. Yeah. I'm going to get most of my Friday evening back anyway, which is a good start.
It's like nothing's happened. Is everybody in rugby league watching the football instead?
It must be. Unless you're someone who calls it Wendy ball. Tiring.
But we've got a game on Sunday, Kev. It is quite a big game for us. It's not an easy one. Salford, Red Devils away. Now, I reckon this team news is going to be very, very short.
Yeah, same.
See what I did there, Kev? See what I did there?
Yeah, very good, very good.
And here's the detail. One change to the Saints squad. T. Ritson comes into the 21-man squad, replacing Tommy Makinson, who's going to be out for around 4 weeks with plantar fasciitis. But T. Ritson's also been named in the Swinton squad, so he isn't going to play.
Yeah, I think this falls into the next cab off the rank, like we mentioned previously with the likes of Ben Davis. John Bennison has been 18th man for a couple of weeks. He's been patient and he's going to get his chance. And I understand that people will be saying, well, T. Ritson needs a chance to show what he can do. It's probably summed up, and I've screenshot it from my Facebook, and just having a look at people commenting on it. And two completely independent people that I know have said with regards to T being in it, being in the squad. T has to play good dry track made for him. And then another one directly underneath. I really don't get this loving with T. Ritson from some of our fans. He showed pace in the Championship, but he's not scored one try from further than half a dozen yards out in Super League. You don't get to the age of 28 and have played only a dozen Super League games without reason. Yeah, and that's the polarising view from Saints fans on T. Nothing to do with T the bloke. Just their opinion on whether he should be in the starting 13, really, because I know he's made one appearance off the bench, Hull KR away last year, but you're not really putting a winger on the bench if you can get away with it, are you?
Holt is strong.
Yeah, I do find it like a little bit weird, and it when people say he's got to have a chance. I know I keep saying that I think he'll get his chance, and I think I still think like this probably would have been a good game to play him in because it's a tough opposition. Track's dry, but when people say he's got to have his chance, what's it based on? Is it based on watching Swinton? Are they actually watching Swinton? Are they watching training? Are they seeing what goes on and seeing how different people are? And you're allowed your opinion. You're 100% allowed your opinion, but it's almost trying to base it on something if you've got to have his chance. And I know people say, well, why wasn't he in at the London game? There's no point naming him in the 21 if you can get away with it. I think it's just been done similar to when we get onto the Salford squad. Salford have only named a 20-man squad this week. It's just to bump that number up. That's all it is. It's a bit of a strange one that we've spoken about it a couple of times with regards to T, and it's nothing against T because I don't know the fella personally, but you just think that John Bennison has got the number 5 shirt, has kept that number 5 shirt, and probably is that next player in line, isn't he?
That was a longer response than I get off Peter Elder.
Listen, we've got to pad this out because otherwise this is one change for Saints, one change for Salford, and Salford haven't even named a replacement for the fella who's dropped out.
Yeah, I think subconsciously Saints fans know, and this happens every year, there's always someone, and they'll get behind an idea that they know isn't going to happen. So I'd suggest most Saints fans who are staying, T's got to have his chance this weekend. No, he isn't going to get it, but they use it so that if things go wrong, they have a stick to beat Paul Wellens or whoever's coaching with and say, well, I'd have done this.
Yeah, and I'll go back to the people who are allowed. Yeah, people are allowed that opinion. Just going back to the London one, there's no point taking him down to London when he was going to play for Swinton and get match time, albeit at a lower level. It was probably higher than reserves, but it is still a big drop down to that championship. It's not like, say, where you've got your Premier League and your championship in the football, and once you get into the top half of that championship, there are players who could conceivably come into a lot of Premier League teams. It's not like that. I did actually have a look at, and I can't believe we're talking about this again in this much depth, but I actually had a look at T. Richardson. T. Richardson has scored 3 tries in 17 appearances for Saints. One of them appearances was off the bench against Hull KR, started 9 in a row after that, then played 4 across July and August, 2 earlier in 2023 as well, and 1 this year. John Bennison on the wing, 13 in 43, better strike rate playing on the wing. 17 in 49 overall, I think it is.
He's homegrown.
Yeah. Well, no, that must be wrong. 17 and 40. It's 30 in 33. Yeah. But it's just a.
I've seen people say, if we're not going to play him, we should allow him to go and get a chance elsewhere. I would suggest if a Super League club came in for him and wanted him, we probably wouldn't stand in his way.
No.
I think it's quite telling that no one has, or that we know of.
Yeah, I don't think we would. I don't think we would. Because you've got your players in the like in the reserves and the academy who are going to come through and start pushing to become that 3rd, 4th choice winger.
Is it a gamble that just hasn't worked out?
Possibly, yeah. I think so far, actually, on the basis of everything that has happened, it's not a possibly, it hasn't worked out. It hasn't, because he's made 17 appearances. And I know it's a big step up for the lad, and he's gone full time. And Paul Wellens has said that at the start of the year, he didn't quite see that bounce in T. Richardson that you do in your first year, and he's taken a bit of time to get back to that. He's getting valuable game time at Swinton. He's probably at that level. And you take a risk on players. You take a risk on the likes of, remember, was it Matt Haggerty, Richie Beaumont, who came in from other teams, didn't make an appearance? You've got a couple of them, and then you've got your Joe Batchelor, you've got your James Bentley, you've got your, obviously, Alex Walmsley, who come in from lower league teams and actually make it and do it.
Big Dan Norman?
Big Dan Norman being another one.
Train the house down?
Yeah.
If you'd have played rugby as well, would have been all right.
But it's a tough one, because I don't see. I think in being named in the Swinton squad is very, very telling. It really is.
Right. 4 to miss out: Harry Robertson, Johnny Vaughan, Jake Burns, T. Richardson.
Yep.
Next, Salford. Amir Burrett has gone off on loan to Barrow Raiders, and they haven't brought anyone in.
No,
but
20 man.
Good. Now, Salford, they beat us at home, given we'd had a player sent off. They've gone to Warrington last week and won. Paul Rowley still hasn't gone to Leeds. Things are looking bright.
Yeah, I feel like, and I think I'm guilty of this as well, always writing off Salford as in they're going to have a bad season soon. They've got to. And I think when we saw them in the pre-season game, their first team looked awful. And they looked off it. Yet every single year, they do what Salford do and are cohesive, have a game plan. And that is down to the coaching of Paul Rowley and the fact that the players buy into it. He's obviously got some very, very clever plays in there. I know, like Mark Sneed's been mentioned quite a bit in the presser. And when you've got someone like that who can kind of manipulate where the ball is on the field through his kicking game, you're always going to be a threat from anywhere.
Is this a banana skin?
Yeah. Yeah. It always is. Was it last year that we were 15-2 down at half time and came back and won?
Yeah,
18.
18-15. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we lose the year Regan Grace hurt himself at the end?
Possibly. I don't. You know what? I feel like I've not been to Salford for about 2 or 3 years now. I am turning up this week. I'm actually going to be on a instant fan reaction this week. Makes a change. But yeah, they've just got some very, very good players who are probably, the team is probably greater than the sum of its parts. And I mean that with the utmost respect. But you have a look at some of the players and you think, yeah, they've like Shorrocks, he was at Wigan, he's been let go. Hankinson at Wigan, let go. Dudson at Wigan, at Warrington. Was he at Catalan as well? Let go.
Yeah. We won 18-15 last season, Kev.
Yeah.
Year before, we lost 44-12. Year before, we lost 26-14, but I think we'd rested players because we finished top. That was John Bennison's debut and scored a try, if I remember correctly.
Yes. One of the what was it?
And then we had Dave Howarth sat on the coach doing the fan reaction with us. See? Memories.
Excellent. Yeah, so that's it. They've got good players. They know they've got a game plan, and we've got to be clever to it. I think they were saying in the presser as well that Salford scored quite a few tries from deep. They defend well. There was a piece on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, Paul Rowley going through how they defend. We've got to overcome that, because going there, we've not had it all our own way over there. We've not had it all our own way against Salford. I mean, even past couple of years at home, we've sneaked wins. You look back to Matty Smith's drop goal. You look back to Morgan Knowles' cover tackle. We've not had it all our own way against these. So yeah, banana skin is possibly a bit of an understatement.
Predictions?
Saints to edge a close one. Trying it.
Saints by 10. But I also predicted Hull KR by 28 last night as well. So
yeah, I read that. I read your piece.
It was reverse psychology, and I very nearly got cash to get the win.
Yeah.
Hopefully, London do the business tonight now.
Yeah, I read your piece and it got labelled in, and then I had to read closely because I thought I don't remember doing any of these predictions.
Right, I'm off to join the Dutch, going left to right. Genius, absolutely genius. Nearly as genius as the Darryl Clark song.
Yeah, I'm just going to clip that one bit of Redvee and just use it whenever anybody's being an absolute idiot to us on social media. I'm just going to use it. And then they'll think it's you replying and not me. Well, I'm just giving myself away. Anyway, I'm going to join you on Sunday for a game.
Thanks, Kev.
Might as well. Had enough time off, haven't I? So
yeah, being lazy, doing nothing.
Exactly.
Don't forget. How tiring it can be. What are you saying?
It's amazing how tiring doing nothing can be.
You've aged badly in the last few weeks. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And Kev's going to put some pants on and come out the house at the weekend. Catch you soon. You're not?